What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy, and I just got done watching the first episode of The Acolyte, and I have to be honest, guys, this is how you do it, okay? This is 110% how you write a show to be boring as humanly possible. This is just episode 1, and I was bored, but I was laughing because there was a lot of moments that I was just like, no, this can't be happening. This legitimately can't be what's going on right now, because it was just, what? And in a show that, hey, the first episode's 36 minutes long. Doubt the rest of them are going to be as long. But here, let me go over here and let's me show you what I just went through. Because we start with this, 100 years before the Empire, blah, 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 Jedi prosperity, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and one lone assassin risks discover for the revenge, blah, 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 blah. Just a boring intro. It's not even interesting or anything. It just appears on the screen. It's not a scroll bar. It's nothing like that. Am I really that surprised that there's no Star Wars in this at all? No, but okay. So we move on. We find a planet called Yuda. Get used to the little names here. They come up on every planet, even planets they just told you they were going to. Well, okay, so we come here to Yuda, and watch as purple chick walks up to random alien creature thing with like fishbowl on his mouth, and she goes like, where's your Jedi? He points to her, and she walks in. Here's cantina filled with all sorts of different creatures. We'll go with that, but hey, here's all sorts of different weird aliens. Here's some eating spaghetti, all that, walking up, bartender watching, blah, blah, blah. She walks up to the Jedi's table and everything, goes up, says, hey, are you the Jedi I'm looking for? And Jedi turns, oh, it's Carrie Moss. And she goes like, I am, but what do you want? And purple lady's all like, I have unfinished business with you. And then she says, come at me with all you got. In front of everybody, just says, fight me. And I gotta be honest, the alien here gives the response I would have given. Just laugh. Because it was ridiculous. We're already supposed to believe that this is an assassin. Okay, this is a skilled assassin. And all she does is walk directly up to the Jedi and say, fight me. No, like, underhanded tactics at the beginning. No, like, hey, I'm going to stealthily try to go up to this Jedi and strike her from behind when she's least expecting it. No, walk up to her and fight me. Okay, well, this guy starts laughing. They're all laughing at her. She's like, we don't fight unarmed opponents. And assassin lady says, okay, well, I'm going to force you. And starts beating up everybody else in the tavern. Yeah. She starts fighting with everybody else, throw them all over the place, strike them down, kicking tables, and then Carrie Moss comes up and stops her because she has to. And it's a long drawn out fight scene where fight happens. So then Carrie Moss, starts going at her. Girl pulls out knives, tries to start strike at Carrie Moss. Force user stops her, and it keeps going on, and it's just a fight scene. Then you have her communicate with somebody, saying, hey, we have an unidentified force user here. I'm more trying to figure out how you know that she's a force user. How does all this unfold? But okay, so then Carrie Moss goes after her as she's jumping around, doing stuff. Lady takes somebody as a hostage, throws hostage over the railings. Carrie Moss saves her last minute. Then they have more close hand combat fighting. Carrie Moss is basically winning, not really struggling that much, getting pushed around maybe a little, not a whole lot at all. Then lady starts using her knives more. Carrie Moss goes like, why are you doing this? Pulls down the mask and goes like, you. As she's shocked to figure out who she really is. I'm just like, you probably already knew who she was from the beginning, but okay. Then more fight goes on. She throws blades at her. Carrie Moss whips out her lightsaber, strikes him down. Easy enough because they're steel blades. It's not a problem. So then they're about to go all out and stuff. Hardcore combat scene. Then last minute, bar owner turns out to still be there. They all take a look at her. Assassin lady throws a little knife at bar owner trying to strike him. Then Carrie Moss stops it last minute with the force, and then we turn around and we see, oh no, Assassin lady stabbed her with a butter knife in the chest. Doesn't look like a lethal hit. Doesn't look bad, but Carrie Moss then falls down to the ground in a very dramatic after getting basically scratched with a butter knife, and we watch as she just lies down. She doesn't fall down. She doesn't keel over. She kneels down and then lies down. That's what she does. And there's 6 minutes of the episode out the way, and we still have about 30 minutes left. That was the most interesting part of this entire episode. Congratulations, you got the winner, Disney. Stuff happens. Lady walks away, leaves lightsaber, about to threaten the bar owner, and bar owner's like, no, I have a little alien kid here. Please don't harm me. I have a little kid. And Assassin's lady like, no, I'm not gonna kill you. And all I'm just like, oh look, you saved a little baby. You're not that bad, but you still killed people and attacked people in broad daylight, so you're evil. Yeah. Okay, so we move on. We then cut over to lady that looks just like the other lady that just killed the Jedi, waking up in her sleep, a gasp, on a starship. And for those of you who didn't realize that Disney already spoiled this or haven't really been watching how awful the marketing for this show was, yeah, this is not the lady that just did everything. This is her twin. Yeah, there's the spoiler. There's the big reveal. This is her twin from the assassin lady, Osha. And I think the first one's May. I could be getting them wrong. Whatever. I don't really care. Well, okay, so Osha's a mechanic on a ship because, yeah, she has a little droid cell phone creature named Pip. And she grabs Pip and goes like, yay, time to go to work. Alarm bell rings and they go out into the hall to, you know, check in and get ready for work. And a effeminate black guy comes by and says, hey, why didn't you come out with us last night? We had a blast. What were you doing? And strong whammons Osha goes like, I was doing my own stuff. It doesn't really matter. They start walking saying, hey, so what's the problem? Oh, well, we have a shield generator down. And they're like, trade feds never use shield generators. Yeah, as they walk up to the ship to go fix the shields because those are important. So, okay, they slowly walk up and we have the Trade Federation's, you know, discussing and everything, going like, can we just turn on the power? Okay, we need to get this stuff turned on. We have cargo that's very important. Let's just turn it on. And, you know, they're having a back and forth and Osha's like, I can hear you guys, okay? And it hurts my feelings. Effeminate black man's replaceable, but I'm not. You look replaceable to me. Apparently you're both replaceable, so you don't show me any reason that you're not replaceable, but okay. So she says, we'll have the shield generator back up in no time. She takes out her droid creature that doubles also as a welding device. That's a handy dandy droid creature. I wonder what else it could do. Well, okay, she starts welding, doing what it needs to do, and then a effeminate black guy is like, oh no, the pressure's increasing, we have problem. And then, boom, a fire starts because the pressure gauge blew up, and she goes like, hey, I can take care of this, starts walking over to the pressure gauge, and literally stops and stares at a random thing, and starts remembering all sorts of craziness and having like a PTSD attack. Just randomly, fire go bloosh, and she just stares. So okay, she starts putting it out. Uses her little droid creature to put it out again. Again, handy dandy multi-tool droid creature. There must be more abilities that this droid can do. I wonder what type of tools it has there. So, okay, they then look up and see a really ugly ship starts coming in, and they're like, oh, Jedi, why are Jedi here? Feminine black guy goes like, friends of yours? And she's like, I don't know. And then we see the Jedi come in, and it's a gay black guy and random cat girl creature thing. This is Star Wars 2024, guys, the savior of Star Wars. Well, they're like, hey, the black guy's like, hi, my name's Yord. This is my Padawan. We're here looking for, you know, a mechanic on your ship. And they're like, we don't have no mechanics here. That's against the laws. We're not allowed to use mechanics outside. We have to only use droids, okay? And then Trade Federation chick here goes like, they're down below. Just rats them out right away. Osha decides, hey, well, okay, I'm just gonna go back to my room. Goes to her room, and there's Yord just waiting for her. And she's like, yay, Yord, woohoo, yay. They start discussing. She's like, oh, you passed your trials, yay. And he's like, yeah, 2 years ago. I'm a knight now. So we obviously know that they have some sort of, you know, connection. And then Yord's like, well, sit down, okay? We got it. We got to chat. Osha sits down. Padawan comes in and starts, you know, giving her the business, going like, hey, where were you last night? You know, exposition dumping slightly as well. It's not that good at all here. And then they start talking about how, you know, she was a dropout from the Jedi. She goes like, well, you were 8 when you tried to get in. It was a special circumstance, okay? And then Yord's all like, well, yeah, but your whole family was killed. You had trauma and previous connections. And, you know, your 2 mothers and your sister were killed in a fire. Okay. Well, they start discussing it. And they then tell her, oh, no, Jedi girl got killed in the beginning of the episode. And she's all like, oh no, why did that happen? No. And they're like, you didn't think I did it. I was here the whole time in my room. I couldn't have done it. And then they're all like, well, okay, well, we're going to have to, you know, double check if it was you. And then, oh, look, bar owner comes in and says, she's the one that did it. She's the killer. And they arrest her and take her away. And we have bad looking garbage tier C-3PO style droid here to take her away. It was not good looking. And in this moment, because I already know the big reveal, her sister's a twin. You can already kind of figure that out. Doesn't really make sense that she was in this room all the time and was able to go probably across the galaxy to go kill somebody and then come back just in time in a single night. But as all this starts playing out, wouldn't you think people would know that she had a twin? They knew that her sister died, but wouldn't she have told them, hey, she was my twin sister? It's dumb and weird. So, okay, she starts going on, and then we go to Coruscant's. And if you need help knowing that this is Coruscant, they tell you. Oh, okay, good to know. Then we have the whole trailer moment where close your eyes, all that, you know. You get introduced to Soul, who's the Jedi master person teaching all the younglings, and they're looking, and then you start realizing they do want you to focus in on the diverse group of little kids. But okay, so he starts walking around. Green Jedi walks in, and they're just discussing. And he says, "What do you see?" And the girl says, "I see a fire consuming everything." And then Soul's like, "You got to remember, okay? The Force is powerful, like a fire or the ocean. We need to respect it." Okay, I get it. Now all the little ones go off, and Green Chick says, "Soul, my dear friend, like I couldn't figure out just by mere discussing with you two that you guys might have been close or something like that. I didn't need to know that you're his dear friend, but okay, well." They start talking. She's like, "Oh, you know, the Jedi died. I hope you're taking it well, because I know you two were good friends." And they're like, "Yes, I'm fine." And then they're like, "Well, we think it was your former Padawan Osha that did it." And Soul's like, "No, it couldn't have been." "Well, We think it is, and she's being brought in now. So okay, well that goes down, and we then cut over to the transport ship that she's on. Yay! And you see it's being piloted by nothing but droids. Osha then looks over and we see one guy on the ground with some creature on his mouth, and other groups of prisoners say that's a parasite creature that subdues violent criminals. But then they're like, oh, you're the Jedi killer. Is it true? And she's like, no. And then they're all like, well, we're gonna bust out, okay? We have a plan to bust out. And then we see a very disturbing looking thing behind Osha. Very creepy looking. Like, I don't know what this thing is. So they're like, we have a plan. We're gonna hijack this ship and then take the escape pods out and get away from here. Are you in? Okay. And Osha's like, no, I'm gonna put my chances in with the Jedi. And they're like, enjoy prison, as they activate their plan and have weird cyborg creature monstrosity thing hack into the droids and then basically cause them to fall out of hyperspace and start crashing around everywhere. I'm just like, wait, what? The Jedi obviously are stupid. Somebody that runs the system is stupid because, oh my lord, look, they allowed a mechanical monstrosity that could hack into droids on their ship without any sort of like systems to prevent him from hacking into droids. Nope. Just hack into the droids all you want. And then the next thing shows you how dumb the Jedi are. Alien guy here, all this stuff turns out to be a giant tentacle on his head, and he just destroys the guard droid and busts out. And now I'm like, wait, they only had one guard droid? And then the way to open up all these cells is with the one guard droid's arm that they take. The Jedi are stupid, apparently. Wow. Very stupid of the Jedi. So, okay, they all escape. And then they're like, well, goodbye, Jedi killer. Get an escape pod and leave, as the ship is just spiraling in space. I don't think they know how physics works. Okay, so ship gets out of hyperspace, starts crashing into all sorts of random asteroids, and then just starts spinning around. Shouldn't everybody be having a hard time standing up and moving around? Apparently not. Apparently they're all just fine. So then Osha starts struggling, like compartments bust open, and her multi-tool droid falls out of some compartments, and she starts trying to, grab it. It's just out of reach. Then it flies away because, again, they're spiraling out of control as they go to crash in a planet. So obviously physics are involved right now, but apparently not. I don't know. So okay, droid then gets flown away, and we watch Osha try to use the Force to grab droid and fail, and then the ship hits another asteroid and then just rocket the droid back to her. So she's like, okay, hey, my little vibration droid, I'm so glad to see you. I'm now gonna destroy you and use you to escape, as she rips his head off and turns it into like a screwdriver style thing and breaks out. This droid is a handy dandy little multi-tool droid, capable of putting out fires, being a welding device, and a screwdriver. Huh. Again, I wonder what other tools it might have up its capability. So, okay, she starts trying to go to the other escape pod and then remembers, oh, dude with a thing on his face is there. And so she opens his cell real quick, tries to get him out, turns Pip into another like electric tool, multi-tool droid, don't save the day. So then she stuns the parasite on its face, it flies off, and then dude gets up, freaks the hell out, runs over to the single escape pod and just flees. I guess he was coherent through the entire time. So dude gets away, Osha freaks out, ship again spiraling out of control. You see everything starting to now blow up. She then gets to a seat. Okay, she finds an area that is used right now to scrap in some sort of like things. She throws them off, struggles to strap herself in, but then seats belts up, puts Pip in her pocket, and prepares for a crash landing. And this does not make sense. You're coming in from space, okay? Terminal velocity, reaching. Ship should be on fire right now. And what do we see it? We watch as it skips over everything, doesn't blow up, and it lands basically beat up, incapable of piloting now, but no explosion. That's not how that would work. There'd be a big boom. Big boom. It would not just be skipping, breaking off decent chunks of the ship, and then be just there. It would have exploded, but no fire, no explosions, no nothing. Okay. Well, now we're back on Coruscant, and we see Sol looking at pictures of his old Padawan, and then another young girl walks in who is there, is like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, oh, well, I'm just looking. And then she's like, hey, permission to speak? You always look at this picture of your former Padawan. Isn't that like possessions and stuff? And isn't that bad? And Sol's like, we have to learn from the past. And the Padawan's all like, oh, yes, you're right. We have to learn from our mistakes from the past. And then that gets dropped. So then Sol's called down to like the prisoner area, because that's where everybody was supposed to be, because time makes no sense here. We just watched everything crash, and then all the prisoners are now on Coruscant. Time makes no sense here. Distance makes no sense here, because they just escaped from the ship above another planet, and now they're here on Coruscant in prison, and obviously beam cells that they don't have on the ship for reasons unknown. But okay, so now they're here, and Green Hair's like, yeah, these were all the transport people that were going to be transported off with OSHA, and OSHA's not here, and we don't know where she's at. And then the guy that was freaking out is like, I betrayed her. I looked at her and I saw evil things coming, and I need help. And Sol's looks at Green Chick and goes like, I need to go to the planet that they were spiraling out of to go see if I could save her, okay? And bring her in. And Green's like, there's no way she's alive, because logically, there's no way she's alive. And Sol's like, I have a feeling. And then Green's like, okay, it was small mission, small task crew. I'll approve you going. And he's all like, yay. So we then go back to the planet where OSHA awakens perfectly fine. And there's where she was. There's where she is now, and she's not struggling to get up, not struggling to move. She picks up multi-tool droid and goes like, oh, okay. And then we watch, and we watch as she starts walking away for some reason and out into, the ice. And by the way, they just told you what planet, she was above, and then they have to remind you what planet she's on, because you're too dumb to remember anything. Legitimately, you're too dumb to remember that they were going to this planet, so then they have to remind you that, hey, this is that planet. Couldn't figure that out for yourself? Apparently not. Well, okay, so girl starts, walking around, then you see shadowy figure behind her, and she notices shadowy figure behind her, and she starts running after shadowy figure. Then we cut back over to Coruscant, where Sol is now with other Padawan chick as they're walking to do this whole mission. He's like, I'm glad I'm taking you on this mission. It's your first one, and you'll do just fine. And then they're like, well, who's our other companion? He's like, it'll be Yol. And she's all like, Yol? Why does it have to be Yol? I mean, Yol's Yol. And then we see Yol shirtless doing something to his clothes. I don't know. I think maybe ironing them, steaming them, doing something. And he's like, oh, sorry. I did not know you would be here so soon. And then girl's all like, put your clothes back on, and Yol just smiles. Then they go. Yay. Then we cut back to OSHA running after shadowy figure, and as she's running, they just both stop, and shadowy figure turns around, and it's like, oh my god, it's a little girl. And then Sol's like, no, it can't be. It may. Oh, it's her twin. And then the little girl goes like, starts saying some weird rhyme thing, goes like, OSHA, look. And starts saying this really weird thing, born as one, always one, born as two, cryptic poem thing, as they run to this house, and she turns around and Osha finishes the poem that's going, and it's like, oh my god, see, May and Osha and May, I knew you would remember me. And then it's, Osha asks little girl, it's like, did you kill the Jedi? And the little girl's like, yes, I killed the Jedi, and I'm gonna kill them all. And then May's all like, no, you shouldn't do that, as wind starts blowing, and she realizes there's something else here, and she awakens in the real world, because all that was that weird force entanglement stuff that they established at the sequel trilogies that are stupid. Okay, because they're sisters, so obviously they can be connected to each other via the force, and it's just now coming to power. Like, sister one, May never just thought, hey, maybe I should reach out to Osha with the force a long time ago to let her know that, hey, I'm alive. No, okay, well, we then see oh look, Osha, that was dream sequence. Osha awakens, gets up, grabs multi-tool droid thing, and is still again just perfectly fine. So before it's a dream sequence that she's perfectly fine in, no damage whatsoever after this massive crash, and now here's Osha again, real world, no harm to her at all. So okay, good plot armor. So then we watch as Jedi are coming via hyperspace. They're looking at, they're talking, and they're doing all the permission to speak, and they're like, do you really think Osha's gonna be alive? And he's like, yes. And she was important to me. 16 years ago, she came to the Jedi Order. She was important to me. I tried my best, but she just wasn't good. And she came after a fire, destroyed everybody, including her twin sister. And they're like, she has a twin sister? That wasn't in her file. Wait, so he knows about the twin sister. Obviously, she knows about the twin sister. Yord was friends with Osha. Yord knew about Osha, her two moms, and her sister, but yet Yord didn't know about a twin sister. It's stupid. Obviously, they're trying to act like, hey, there's a big cover-up going on here because nobody but Soul knew about the twin sister, but Osha also knew about twin sister, so shouldn't Osha have gotten this whole thing? Like, hey, like, maybe gears turning beforehand when she's being accused of something that she didn't do, that maybe there's more to this. And no, nobody's realizing that until just now. Just now, people are starting to realize there's a twin, even though that's an important plot point. Okay, that's not dumb at all. So they then get to the planet, start flying above, and Osha's running away, but then Yord and Padawan chick are there, go like, well, nobody's here, and Padawan chick, obviously somebody was here, just look at the place. And Yord's like, it's just scavengers, okay? And then Soul's like, no, there's more to it, and says, follow me. And we fade cut to Osha running away, and then we cut back to Soul and them running after Osha. And then we get Osha running through a random cave, trying to get away for some reason. And then she gets to the edge, and everybody's like chasing after her. Jedi get into the cave, and then Yord pulls out his lightsaber, obviously to defend himself, but also, for light. Osha gets to a cliff, nowhere to run now. Yord's in front with his lightsaber. Then they find Osha. Osha turns around and starts talking to Soul. He goes like, Soul, it wasn't me. May, she's alive. And Soul's like, I believe you. Just step away from the cliff, okay? Bad things could happen. Then Osha keeps walking back and then slips and falls. And Soul saves her and pulls her back up. And it's like, yay. We got you. I believe you. Yay. Loving embrace. And Soul and them walk away as all happy ending. Then we cut to a random beach where I don't know how to explain what was said or how it makes sense at all, but you hear like a Darth Vader style voice coming through, a stranger's voice, as the closed captioning say, and it's like, the Jedi live in a dream. And if you want to a dream. A Jedi live in the dream, and you can't kill a Jedi, whether it's with steel or lasers. You can't kill a Jedi, but you know what can kill a Jedi? The Acolyte, because the Acolyte kills dreams. As we watch as Wish.com, Kylo Ren unveils its red lightsaber, and the episode ends. I gotta be honest, I was bored. Nothing interesting. That was 30 some minutes out of my life. I'm not going to be getting back. I'm willing to bet the rest of the series is just going to be as stupid. And I'm here for it, honestly, because this isn't Star Wars. This is 100% fake Star Wars. And it's just awful. It's awful. Nothing made sense. The big twist was pretty obvious to see, even if you weren't watching the whole promotional material. The whole nobody knows that she has a twin except Soul, and then Osha not realizing that she has her twin could be alive, even though they're accusing her of a crime that she didn't commit. It's all over the place. It doesn't make sense, and it's stupid. But I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it out, friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video live, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.